位同学，大家好，本单元是翰林第3册第1课 Don't skip your sleep， 别错过你的睡眠时间下集。According to Taiwan's Ministry of Transportation and Communications, 2,675 people were killed or hurt in accidents caused by tired drivers in 2016. Often due to tiredness from a lack of proper sleep, the brain shuts down for a few seconds. 好，我们首先看到一开始的 Ministry of Transportation and Communications， 这个意思就是交通部。后面的句型 often due to tiredness from a lack of proper sleep， due to 的意思就是因为由于。例句 Due to possible flooding, residents of the riverside town were evacuated. 由于可能发生洪水，那个河边小镇的居民们被撤离了。课文中提到 due to tiredness from a lack of proper sleep, the brain shuts down for a few seconds. 意思就是大脑会暂时停机几秒钟，这个是由于睡眠不足的疲劳所造成的。This phenomenon, known as microsleep, can obviously be disastrous when someone is driving or operating dangerous machinery. 我们首先看到一开始的单词 phenomenon， 意思是现象，是可数名词，但是要注意它的复数形态是 phenomena。后面的 microsleep 意思是微睡眠，尤其指的是文中提到这种持续时间不超过30秒，有时候我们会解释成恍神这样的睡眠。后面 disastrous 是形容词，意思是灾难性的，损失惨重的。最后的 machinery 是不可数名词，意思是机器、机械。让我们看到一开头的句型 This phenomenon known as microsleep， 这边的 known as 一般来说用法会是 be known as 加上名称，意思是被称为什么。课文中的句子省略了 which is， 所以也就同时省略了前面的 be 动词。原本的句子会是 This phenomenon which is known as microsleep， 但是 which is 在这边省略掉了，变成 This phenomenon known as microsleep。例句Michael Jordan is known as the GOAT, which stands for greatest of all time. 迈克乔丹被称为 the GOAT， 意思就是有史以来最强的人。Preventing fatigue is not the only function of sleep. It also works as a kind of washing machine for the brain. During our waking hours, our brains produce toxic proteins that can harm the brain if they stay there too long. 我们首先看到这边的单字 toxic 是形容词，意思是有毒的、中毒的。它后面的 protein 是可数名词，意思是蛋白质。然后这边指的看的是 waking hours 中的 waking 是形容词，意思是醒着的。它的反义睡着的就是 sleeping。不过需要注意的是 awake 跟 asleep 分别指醒着跟睡着，但是它们只能用来描述状态，不能在其他情况下修饰名词。例句 I'm awake, I'm not asleep。 这边的 awake 跟 asleep 都在形容 我这个人的状态是醒着的或是睡着的。错误的句子 There isn't a asleep rabbit。 这个句子同样要在正确的方式讲的话会是 There's a sleeping rabbit。 也就是说课文中的句子不能改成 During our awake hours， 因为 awake 不能直接用来形容名词 hour。通常 awake 的用法只会是人 is rm 加上 be 动词 awake 或是 asleep。 Fortunately, we have something called cerebrospinal fluid that flushes out these toxins from our brain cells. However, this fluid only flows during sleep. 好，我们首先看到 cerebrospinal 意思是脑脊髓的，是形容词。后面的 fluid是液体、流质，是可数名词。后面的 flush 是动词，意思是用水流来清除、冲洗。然后我们看到一开头的 fortunately 意思是幸运的、幸好，反义词是 unfortunately。例句 Fortunately, nobody was in the house when it caught fire. 很幸运的，那间房子着火时里面没有人。口语比较常用 luckily， 比较少用这么长的 fortunately。
That's why our brains are refreshed after a good night's sleep. It's also why people with long-term insomnia develop mental problems as well as all the physical difficulties associated with sleep deprivation. 我们先看第一行的 refreshed， 课文中的 refreshed 为形容词，表示恢复精神的、精神振作的。而如果去掉 ed 变成 refresh， 就成为了动词，指的是使振作精神的意思。例句 It was such a hot night that I had a cold shower to refresh myself. 那天晚上实在太热，我冲了个冷水澡，凉快一下。接下来我们看一下本句结构，也就是 that 接疑问词、接主词、接动词的形式。当我们看到这个句型时，就表示那就是的意思。所以这句话的意思是，这就是为什么我们的大脑在一夜好眠后会振作精神。Why 这边为关系副词引导的关系子句，后面的主词、动词不用倒装，也不需要使用助动词。It's also why people with long-term insomnia， 这也是为什么长期患有 insomnia 失眠症的人 develop mental problems 会延伸出精神问题。as well as all the physical difficulties associated with sleep deprivation. As well as 指以及和。我们看例句 He is smart as well as kind， 就表示他很聪明，人又很好。而 physical 是形容词，指身体的、物质的、实物的。例句 Playing basketball is one form of physical exercise。打篮球是体育活动的一种形式。因此我们就可以知道as well as all the physical difficulties associated with sleep deprivation， 指的就是和各种睡眠不足有关的身体不适。接下来我们看一下这边的文法 It's also why 这里和前面的结构类似，是 It's also 接疑问词、接主词、接动词的形式，表示这就是的意思。而 associated with sleep deprivation 这里为关系子句 which are associated with sleep deprivation 简化而来的分词片语。So, if you think that sleeping away a third of your life is a huge waste of time, think again. It is a human need even stronger than those for food and water. 第一行红字的 sleep away 是本课片语，指在睡眠中度过。我们看小黑板 Some dogs enjoy lounging at your feet to sleep the day away. 有些犬种喜爱躺在你的脚边睡掉一整天。所以 So, if you think that sleeping away a third of your life 就表示因此，如果你认为睡掉1/3的人生 is a huge waste of time. A waste of 接名词表示浪费，所以 a huge waste of time 指的就是大大浪费时间。Think again, 再思考一下吧。It is a human need even stronger. It is a human need. 睡眠是人类的需求 even stronger than those for food and water. 甚至比食物和水还重要。画底线部分的 those 为代名词，为了避免重复，代替前面的 need。本来单数需要用 that， 但此处指的是 food 和 water 两种需求，所以用 those。After all, our ancestors carried on doing it even with all those horrible predators sniffing around. 段落开头的 after all 表示毕竟。例句 I do like her. After all, she is my sister. 我当然喜欢她，毕竟她是我姐姐呀。Our ancestors carried on doing it. 我们的祖先持续维持这个习惯。Ancestor 是名词，表示祖先、祖宗。例句There were portraits of the king's ancestors on the walls of the room. 房间墙壁上挂着这位国王的祖先画像。而 carry on 为继续的意思。例句 Let's carry on this discussion at some other time. 我们另找时间继续这次的讨论吧。我们继续往下看。Even with all those horrible predators sniffing around. Sniff 是嗅、闻的意思，为动词。例句Johnson sniffed his socks to see if they needed washing. Johnson 闻了闻自己的袜子，看是否需要洗了。那课文这段就表示，即使身处在各种恐怖的掠食者环伺之下 ，with all those horrible predators sniffing around， 这里使用了 with 接受词补语的形式，表示伴随怎么样的状态。同学们读到这里，可以想想看，我们的祖先在随时会被捕食的情况下，依然保留睡觉的天性，可见睡眠对我们来说有多重要。Unless you actually want to mistake traffic lights for your friends or believe you're Stephen Curry, don't neglect your sleep. You really do need it. 句首的 unless 表示除非， You actually want to mistake traffic lights for your friends. 你真的想把红绿灯误认成你的朋友。Or believe you're Stephen Curry. 或自以为是史蒂芬·科瑞。Stephen Curry 是一个美国职篮明星球员的名字。Don't neglect your sleep. 否则不要忽略睡眠。Neglect 是动词，表示忽视、疏忽。例句：Jamie was so busy that he neglected his health. Jamie 忙得连身体健康都无法顾及。好，我们看这边的最后一句 ：You really do need it. 你是真的很需要它哦。这里的助动词 do 放在句子中，用来表达强调的语气。同学们读完本课，应该意识到睡眠是件多么重要的事情了吧？睡眠不足不但会感到不舒服，还有可能会丧失短期记忆和肌肉控制。所以希望大家尽量不要熬夜，每天都能够早睡，才能够维持自己的健康哦。我们下次再见喽！